All right, hi everybody, we're back, and it has been a while. I'm feeling a little bit, I don't know if burnt out is the right word, but a little bit overwhelmed with all this. I think we're pretty much done. We obviously don't have those ion thrusters in yet. We will need to find platinum in order to finish that. But the ship is basically still pressurizable on the inside, even despite that. All the ion thrusters are in a non-pressurized place, so that's a thankful bit of luck in my design. And overall, it's looking great. So I think we're pretty much ready. Oh, so what we need to do, I think, is we are going to need to set up our handy little gas drone to go down there and collect gas for us. So here's something also that we haven't done in a while. I'm going to run inside and take a look at our to-do list. Build a large grid ship. We have done that. Yay. Check out the series if you haven't, the GK9 playlist. Build a hangar for the large grid ship. We have more or less done that. Not exactly a hangar, but it's a platform. And that means actually the next thing, literally the next thing on the list, is to set up automation for Gas. Or I sometimes call her Gus. Her, him, I don't know. And ships are usually female, but I had the urge to call Gus a him. So yeah, Gus, because the 4 looks like a U. So we're going to hop in Gus here. And, oh, the other thing I was going to do is just take a look at the control panel and our hydrogen tanks. Let's look at these ones. Where are you? They must be hidden. There they are. And we can probably keep them in the terminal. 0, 0, 0. Yeah, I think we ran it out of gas when we were building. You know, just having those things on may have depleted some of our gas. So we can hop in here. We're going to have to take a run for gas, but let's set up. I believe that we have. I'm just going to detach so that we can see clearly what we have. Whoops. Oh yeah. Wait, what? Oh, it's because of the connector. Okay. We're going to take a look here. We have an event controller for connected. Make sure everything is nothing grayed out. Okay, everything looks pretty much as we set it up. So we have some event controllers, and we should have a few. Okay, here we have a launch home. None of these are set up yet. I just named some of them. This connect one I don't think we're going to need. That was kind of from an old school way to use a timer block to connect to a connector that I don't think I really need to do. So the idea is we're going to have a timer that launches us toward home, and we're going to have a timer that launches us toward work, so to speak. Work being the mining site, right? So when we launch home, it's going to start a, what do you call it? An AI basic flight thingy? Or task, rather, basic task. And that's going to do kind of the basics of the map. And then once we get to a certain point, it's going to start a another kind of AI block. Let me remind myself what those are all called. Basic task, and then, oh, right, AI recorder, right? So it's going to start with go home, and then it's going to, then the go home thingy is going to start land home, and then land home is going to put us onto the connector. So we're going to start with land home. So what I'm going to do here in our first hotbar, get our recorder for land home, add a waypoint. And then for that one, just to have it simple on this screen, I'm going to also do a play on off right here. We are going to use our recorder task. We're making a waypoint. Press 1 to make a waypoint right here. We're at 21 meters currently. Let's fly up to whatever, 51, 52. Make a waypoint here. I'm going to just press S to back up a little bit. Make one more. And then actually I think that should be all we need. So we'll make one more right there. Now we'll head into our recorder. We have 3 waypoints. We want to reverse them. So we have done this. Here we're going to set the timer. Excuse me, the timer. Connect. And the way this is built, it probably doesn't even need the timer. You could probably just do connector connect, but it's fine. So for the first one, we want to turn off collision avoidance. For the second one, we want to turn on precision mode. Now, back up away a little bit more. Let's turn on our, there we go, I think it's already playing it. Shoots a little bit more forward. And goes down more or less even. Great, that's what we're looking for. And let's do that, have that timer connect. Also, let's have it do one more thing. Let's have it turn off our AI flight. So that when it lands, we're ready to use it manually. Let's try that one more time, maybe coming in from a different angle. Will likely be, coming in from this direction. So let's just try that. We turn this on, we press play. And I take a sip of tea and watch my drone work for me. Now it should angle toward the... Oh, maybe not. Okay, that's kind of creepy. But if you insist... Well, I guess it's going to land how it lands. It is going to land how it lands, so that's fine. There's enough room for it no matter how it ends up. So the next thing we want to set up is, oh, and let's double check that now we should be able to press 9 to disconnect, and yeah, because our AI has been turned off. I'm not sure what the deal is with the gyros, but In any case, in order to get to that point, we want to set up just a handful of GPS points. So let's set one, maybe out here, a little bit out of the way. So this is going to be the trajectory where it comes in. And right here, we're going to make what are we going to call it? And then from there, we're going to be heading down the mountain. Let's say to here or so. Hopefully we don't crash. Hey, we didn't crash. Even him out. Come on, Gus. There we go. That's probably just fine. Let's set a GPS right here. And then we'll head along here back toward our old base, which I've been meaning to come through and do a reskin and just make it all rusty or battered, since it is no longer the new base. So this is the flight. The AI flight is pretty much a sort of the rough version. This is the outline of how we get there. And then the recorder is the fine-tuned part of actually connecting. So let's get maybe to somewhere around this point. Or maybe end up over here. We're going to be landing right on top of that, so why don't we do something like that? Let's go to, sure, 59. Let's go to 60 meters. We'll make one more right here. There we go. So now we have 3 GPS points, right? So what we're going to do here is go to our AI basic task, go home. What does go home do? The objective is to autopilot. The mode is patrol, which goes, it starts at the beginning and goes to the end, and then and then starts over, I think is how that works. So that's fine. You can also have it circle. I might be saying this completely wrong. I don't remember exactly what they do, but patrol is fine. Since it's only going to happen once anyway. And so we need to add waypoints. The waypoints we want to add are the ones we just created. So we're starting here. We're going home, so that means we're going back to Earth. So we start with 3. Add it, and then we do 2. Add it, and then we do 1. Add it. So that should take us to that point, and then once we reach this, what do? We start the recorder. And home. Play. And then maybe it's a good point right here. Once we get out into this you know, public area, so to speak, area that's not part of our grid, we can set up the action to do collision avoidance. I think in general, collision avoidance doesn't really do you any favors. So we'll try it. We might end up having to turn it off. But let's see how it goes. So there we get to collision avoidance. Precision mode. We should maybe, can we do more actions? No. Yeah, so maybe we could even add one more. But we can also do it at the what do you call it? The recorder. So what we want to do here is the same thing that we did. Oh, and let's also set up the basic task go to work, which is going to be just the same as what we had over there, but in the regular order. Boom. Easy. And then what did we do here? At the start, let's see, at the end we do the recorder. At the beginning we turn on collision avoidance. Okay, so here's that. Let's do the same thing on this one. Beginning, we turn on collision avoidance. And let's see. At the end, we will land work. Play. Should do it. Now we have to set up land work. Oh, there we go. So we're going to be landing right here, right on top of our hydrogen tanks. And let's connect. So we are going to use this land work recorder. And so now we're going to do that. Go to our G menu, use land work. This is going to add a waypoint. And this is going to play on and off. So starting here, add a waypoint. Let's disconnect, fly up. Wait, where were we? 23, okay, so yeah, we're about this kind of similar elevation as we were over at the other place. Go to there. Set a waypoint. Let's use S and just back up a little. Seems like I'm a little bit off balance too. There we go. Back up a little. Waypoint right here. Let's go to our recorder task, land work, 3 waypoints, reverse. At waypoint 3, the connect timer. Start. Did we have something else there too? No. So here we're going to do precision mode, collision, and precision. So now we should be set up If we turn on our AI, groovy. So we also next we need to set up the timers for launching. We need to, for launching home, we need to, first of all, we need to disconnect. We might even do a little, well, maybe not. Let's do a disconnect. What is it, connector? Disconnect. Unlock. And then hopefully we might need to set up a few things too, so let's put this at the end. AI behavior on. Let's also make sure that the AI flight is turned on. We can probably also do a few things with this. When we're leaving, collision avoidance should be off. And I'm going to say precision mode should be, I guess it doesn't need to be on. Then when we reach the first part, it'll turn on collision mode, or rather collision avoidance. So that should work. That should get us to where we want to be. Now we want to replicate this on the other side. Launch work. Basically the same thing. Unlock. Collision avoidance off. Precision mode off. Power on. And go to work. That should do it. So now we have a timer block that will launch to the work and a timer block that will launch to home. We have one that can be used to help control the hydrogen. Let's check out our event controllers. This, I believe we were using this one. Let's name it. Actually, this is where we could do it. Instead of gas tank full, when the gas tanks are all full, then the action is timer. Launch home. And we'll give it 10 seconds. Do we also have a broadcast controller? We do. Okay, great. So we can give it some messages. That'll be fun. Go with the broadcast controller. So timer. Let's try to remember this again. So if I'm going to launch home, that's leaving Earth. So we'll use message 4 for launch home. Launch work should be message 2. Yeah. And then when we land, that's going to take place in our recorders when we land at work. We can, I forgot already. Work is 3, home is 1. So let's say when we reach this point, we will also message 3. And then over here, same thing. Message 1. Now we should get notified whenever it lands and is about to take off. I think that should work. We don't have the automation for the hydrogen tanks set up yet, but let's just test it. I'm going to switch to stockpile, and when it is done stockpiling, it should, assuming these are turned on, yeah, it should just take off. Let's try it. 7. We're filling. Did not get a text from the event controller. Oh, there we go. We did take off, however. I hope it doesn't fly. Okay, there we go. Hope it doesn't fly all sideways the whole time. Nice. So we've delivered something. What we want to do now is test this to go automatically. I want to push a button that will cause this ship to go make a fuel run. A couple of other uses for these event controllers, which we're going to cover. Let's call it batteries low, RTB, and we will call it batteries charged. So, power stored power. Charged, equal or greater than 100. Those batteries. And these ones as well. When they're all charged, do something. Maybe it's going to be if we want it to be a continuous drone, we would have it start a launch right there. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to start with the low batteries. Stored power. Let's say when it reaches, let's be really cautious when it's 25% or less. We want this to be equal or less. These batteries. If you wanted to be extra careful, you could leave the end gate off so that if any one of them reaches that low, you go and do a charge. I'm going to make it so that if all of them get that low, we're going to return to base. So the action for return to base is, maybe I would just start the AI recorder. That might be an interesting way to do it, although it could cause a crash. I'm not totally sure. But let's try it. Let's try it land home. Just make it go right back towards home. Immediately going right for the landing sequence. Because if we use the basic task, it would go all the way back towards base and then come all the way back up here. And we don't really want it to do that. So, one last thing we have to set up is timer, launch work. When we launch for work, after it's unlocked, I'm just going to put this right in the middle because it's important. After it's unlocked, we are going to turn on stockpiling. No. Yes. That way when it lands, it will be stockpiling already. I think that's all we need to do, because when we launch home, it shouldn't need it because the event controller tank's full, but it's not turning it off. So yeah, we do want to turn off stockpiling. Or could that just be in the... It doesn't really matter, but we might as well have it turn off here. This is kind of usually what we would do on any ship, is when the tanks are full, you stop stockpiling. So we'll do that. We'll do that there, and then launch home. Start gives it a 10-second delay. Sure. So here's what we're going to do now. Oops, let's actually connect. Does not affect the hydrogen tanks. That's good. Now, where can I put a button? I'll just put one right there and right there. Or maybe down there. Somewhere in the back. I think somewhere near the front is probably the best. So let's find ourselves a button. That's the one. Will it go right there? Maybe. It will. So we could put a button right on the cab, or we could put one there. One for home, one for work. We could throw one down. Oh, we could put it right there. Is that going to be in the way of our light? Who cares? It's a good spot for it. Oh, it should be battered armor. There we go. Mm-hmm. And let's also, you can actually do a little more with those. Oops. Button 1. What is it called? It's called Go to Work. Go Work. Now, when we hover over it, it says Go Work. So if I press this, it should send a text saying that it'll launch in 10 seconds. We did not get a text. Oh, I bet I know why. Well, there it goes. I should probably actually follow along with it. We should now be running the recorder task. Woo! Nice. We are now stockpiling. And when we're done stockpiling... Oh wait, hold on. Oh yeah, it is. It's sending the text. Oh great. 100. Should get a text. Okay. So I guess I need to remove the 10 seconds part because that's not really exactly true. We now have a full tank of gas. Rather, 6 full tanks of gas. Small grid. Nice. Okay, so now we might as well... It could be just part of the launch. So, with that in mind, tanks full. Launch home. Let's just have it for now. And then for this one, let's just give it a minute. Or even more than that, it could be like a couple minutes. Let's give it a minute, see how that does. And then we should be all set with that. Now it should be on a loop. Except when we are landing, we need to add something to here. Like when it gets here, that's when we start. That's when we also start. Launch home. launch work rather. Oy. And just double checking. Launch work. Yeah, that's the one that I made a minute, so that should work. It should now, if I press this button, it should go down there, pick up some gas, bring it back here, wait a minute for it to unload, and then continue that process. The one last thing that I want to consider is maybe with this connector, do we already have an event controller for this one? No, I don't think so. We need to add one. Oh no, it's right here. Okay. We want to start the drain all sorters. That way if it has any cargo, it'll drain it out. Ah, here it is. Okay. When it connects, these turn on. When it disconnects, it stops. I mean, that's crude, but I think that'll work for now. That's a good way for it to do its thing, and then you don't need to use the action relay for anything. So, that should just set it to start doing its thing. My only next consideration is once those tanks are full, then what? So let's give it a shot and see what happens. This one needs to be, I think it needs to be, yeah, instead of start. Oops. Launch work. Trigger now. Let's do that again. Bye-bye. And we got it. We got a text, so that's fine. And let's see. That text. Did it give us a time? Yeah, there it is, yeah. Come on back. And then the only reason I didn't have it just launch when tank becomes empty is with the idea that if the batteries are low, it could cancel out the order and cause the ship to crash, like it never fully recharges. So we should be draining, and after a minute we should be taking off. Let's check our messages. And in here, yep. Okay, looking good. How long did that take? About 6 minutes. I'm expecting it to take off again pretty soon. On the other hand, maybe it won't. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So that took like just under 7 minutes. Okay. Cool. Just in time to see this ship coming in. There we go. Done. Next, we will go to space and hopefully find platinum and uranium. See you later. Thanks for watching.